Alexa, stop. Alexa, play traditional Chinese music.
Playing traditional Chinese music on Amazon Music.
Alexa, level 2. Right. Doo-doo-doo. Right, let's get going. Oops, Daisy. Can't see anybody. That's better. Very bright, but I'm hoping because I've done it quite bright. And I've set the focus and I've set everything so no one's going to go squiffy-eyed. Hopefully. I've had a full-on morning. Full on. Oh, get in. Not having that. Behave yourself. Get in the little hole. Right. I was going to do some paint, but I didn't get the paint out. I've got my ink, so I might use my inks with a little acrylic inks. Oh, these are the colours from last night. Aren't they beautiful? This paper's gorgeous. And I've got the other one before it ran out because it was like going like the clappers, as we say. I love these. So, yeah, I just love those colours. Look at that. Something really nice about that as a landscape. I did this before and I just think it's such a lovely feel to it. Did these. I love these as well. I think I did it the wrong way. I think it's supposed to go that way, but it doesn't really matter to me, although that is the wrong way. But who says it has to be that way? Nobody. So there. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Or whatever you want to do. You're not allowed to smoke anymore, are you? Anyway, I thought I'm just going to go for it today because I didn't know what to do. Are we strobing? Let me know if we are strobing because I will turn the big light off. Actually, it doesn't look too bad now, does it? So anyway, I thought, well, one of the main things I like to do is create a pattern from how I feel at the moment, which is I'm really happy with how my drawings are going for my second lot of moodling, and I'm really happy with that. So I think it comes from flowing from that. I'm not going to draw my stamps because there's no point, is there? But I'd like to be able to sort of express that lovely feel I've got, and it does come down to, look at that, I look scuffed. Honestly, look how bad they look. So sorry. That's ink. I can't get the blooming stuff out. Anyway, look, it's stuck under my nails. They look really scruffy. Oh, never mind. If you're looking at my nails, then I can't help it. I'm trying my best, but it's just not coming out. It's like, just get them clean and then boom, ink all over them. So what's the point? What's the point? Anyway. Yeah, I'd like you to please, could you share the videos and things with your friends? Because I'd love to sort of get a few more viewers. I'm not, you know, I don't mean to be sort of fingied about that. It's just that we need more viewers so that I can get on, move on, and give you more free videos. You know, if I'm not getting many views, then I always feel like, well, people aren't enjoying it, therefore maybe I don't need, you know, I'm not as popular, blah 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 blah. So I'm just thinking that. So just bear with me while I do something. Just let us all get in the zone. How are we doing anyway? How are we feeling? Are we feeling happy? Good? Relaxed? Because of the new ideas, do you know what I mean? The new, the new sort of relaxed you know, not countdown, what's it called? Lockdown. So it's something that we have to be a bit more wary of, though, because it's very easy to forget that we still need to be very watchful and things, don't we? We need to make sure that we're not sort of like overstepping it, or just thinking, oh well, a hug here or a hug there, here a hug, there a hug, everywhere a hug, you know what I mean. And we've got to be very careful that we don't sort of slip back into that. So I have got a really nice idea for you, and I think personally it reminds me of some designs I did for some jewellery. Oh hey, what have I done with that? Right, okay, so that's better. So I did some designs for some jewellery. I've just got to find you guys now. That we don't sort of slip back into that. Oh, so I have got. That's not you. There you are. I was trying to get. I'm trying to do things that I'm not supposed to do. Do you know what I mean? I'm not supposed to try and do this stuff. So forget it. If I go a bit ape or pear or whatever you want to call it, then that's why. I'm trying to do 9 things at once. So okay, I've got my book and I'm going to just do central design and work outwards. Very simple, nothing really too difficult. It's just going to be some nice line drawing, and we'll go from that. How's that? Okay, so bear in mind, I know it's strobing, but when I put my hands there, it doesn't tend to strobe as much, so that's good. I'm not doing well with multitasking at the moment, so bear with me. So good morning, Sue, Michelle, Linda, Sue, Julie, Karen, Susan. Oh, I hope things are okay, Wendy. Hi, Stacey, Louise, Linda, another Louise. Great name, that. Oh, good, Linda, you'll love it. Hi, Sarah, Linda. Hi, Jane. Listening, Glennis. And hello, Sarah. Hello, Linda. Emma, hello. Sally. Michelle's a happy being, lovely. Hi, Kim. Shave foam printing. Oh my goodness me, that's great fun. Hello, Denise. Happy Wednesday to you. Hi, Liz. Shouldn't be strobing now because it's off. I know, Emma, it's pretty sad, isn't it? But it's like some places are now open. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the setting on this just to get. What happens is they fight over the light, so they try and find out where the light is, and before you know it, see, that's way too dark, isn't it? See what I mean? How dark it is here. Like Blackpool illuminations in here today. Right. Right, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do an A5. Now, I'm going to do it that way because it doesn't really matter. I quite like it that way. So I'm going to work on this side and I'm going to do it here. So the first thing I'm going to do is something that I don't normally do shape-wise. Is that's not right. I don't know if I want to work in this one yet because I don't know whether this will work with this. Oh, of course it will. Just put it in. I don't know what I'm worried about. Me rubber, look at me rubber. Use me roll me rubber up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a little shape, so I might use it that way. Or you get your shapes out. I might do it that way, yeah. So I'm just going to draw that way there. And that way there. So I'm going to explain what I'm going to do now, just so people aren't... I'm not drawing the female reproduction system at all. So what I'm doing is just drawing this shape. Hope you can see that. Now it might not stay like that, but it's just this shape I want at the moment. And then I'm going to draw a... Oh! Alexa, level 1. Right, so we've got this pear shape. Quite like that. You can have this sort of going across as much as you want. You don't have to have it stopping there. So I've just put these on here because it gives me some sort of balance. So if I was to say that I only want it that much, do you get me, rather than this big loopy thing here. So here, we're going to go... It's quite rough because I'm working... Got the canvas on Friday, can't wait. There's not many of us, so it's a little group, which is great because we'll be able to teach each other then. So I'm really happy, and we're hoping that everybody else is available on the Friday because I need to make sure that people have got this now because it's been ages, so it's not very fair if I've not done it. So the canvas is a 30 by 30 canvas. It's going to be a few hours on Friday, and I mean a few, not 1 or 2. It's going to be all day, and we're going to be doing like canvas from start to finish, and we'll be making a big canvas and doing all the designs for it. That's better. Can you see it now? Can you see that? And I was thinking this would make a great... Oh! This would make a great landscape, wouldn't it? You know. Anyway, I don't like that shape. I do like it, but it's a bit rubbish at the moment. Afternoon, Malcolm. Yeah, it goes. We all go through time, don't we? Where we do one and we get... Everybody does it, and then we do another one, and then everybody does that, and it's like before you know it, we've all done it. And then we need to sort of do something else. So here, just on the edge of this, I'm just going to make this a bit neater with my stencil, and I'm just going to draw like the teardrop shapes. Now, I am very conscious that I've gone way too big, so I'm going to have to pull this in a little bit. Can you see it? It's gone all the way up, all the way over here, so I'll just rub it out again. This is what I've been doing all morning. I've been doing drawing for my second set of Moodle stamps, which I'm really pleased with. So that's better. Might need to pull it out. Look at the size there and look at the size there. So that's a good line. Don't throw it away. Silly woman. Don't rub it out until you've got the right... That's it. Can you see now? If I'd have rubbed it out, I wouldn't have seen it. So it is strobing. All you need is your paints and your canvas. That's all you need. I know what I can do for this. When I'm using the TV, when I'm doing a TV during the day, I have to do this because the camera is looking for all the light in the room, the natural light. Now it's really strobing. That's better. So it looks for all, and I have to turn off, shut the lights down, everything. It's really, not the lights, I have to shut the curtains. It looks like a murky manor. Strobing again, isn't it? What's it look like? The canvas can be any size you want. Any size you want, Sarah. So, here, you can draw this here, which I quite like the idea of just bringing it round a little bit. So it's based on like a Mendy design and also a jewellery design. Oh, don't worry. No one's behind. You can't be behind with this. You can dip in whenever you want or dip out. So I've got that there. I've got that there. I can make that there. Okay, that's a bit better. So what we've got is this lovely shape that's based on, like, you could look at Mendy for this, or mandalas or henna, and it's got a lovely like feel to it. So you can do any shape you want for this, as long as you realise, like, in your head where you want to go with it. Then you can do whatever you want. You don't have to have a huge sort of finished idea, just something that you can sort of use as an influence. So here, this is really handy. These work really well, these little teardrops. So I'm just going to put these here, and I will be using these quite a lot. You don't actually need it, but what if I was you, what I would do is draw this teardrop shape, cut it out, and then have it as a stencil. So maybe what you could do is watch this one today, and then the next one, like tomorrow or the day after, do this, you know, in your own way, so that you're watching and then doing, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit out, that, but you get the general. That one's out. That's annoying me. So I'll get that one out. And this is the beauty of these stencils, because you only have to draw once. That's it. Can you see now? I've got that wonderful pattern. This is a bit heavy because the grain of the paper. You're not late, Jay. Breathe. So, can you see? I'm not happy with this because it's annoying me at the moment. So I'm just going to clean it up. And this is what all the shapes are about. It's about taking a shape, looking at it and thinking, I like that shape. Drawing the best one you can, which is might be squares. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It might be, I forgot what I was saying. I just read that about poor doggy. My nephew's girlfriend, partner, is as a group called Paws and Co, and she's amazing. She rescues them, and she gets, she's just amazing. And she's just got this little pug. She's given this little pug her life back with her eyesight. Cost her £6,000 for the vet fees, but she has it all, and friends donate. It's absolutely stunning. When you get people who love animals, that's it. You know, you can't. It's just amazing. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at this bit here, and I quite like the idea of it. It's quite ornate, this, today. So if you think along the lines of jewellery as well. So I'm just going to go and shut the other curtains. Do you know I'm getting fed up of this? Bright, it's not bright, it's dark, it's light. It's winter, it's snow, it's raining, there's a blizzard. Middle of the night, middle of the day. Right. That's without curtains shut now. I'm hoping that the camera will start to... Don't know what's going on with it today. It might be reception as well. So we've got this shape here. So I'm going to look at this. Looks like a person with shoulder pads, doesn't it? So from here, I'm going to bring in another pattern. I think it will be quite ornate today. So we've got this lovely pattern. And we're going to mirror it there. So we've got, looks very jewellery like this, doesn't it? So that, I mean, Mendy is perfect because I just adore it anyway, but the pattern and decoration is fantastic. So we've got this, and then we can do that pattern around it. So we don't have to have it that way, we can have it that way. I quite like that way. I don't know whether it reminds me of quite Aztec-y this or not. It's just, I don't know. I like it though. Sometimes I like to do different things. Well, of course I do. Because it gets really monotonous, doesn't it? You know, and the best will in the world. There's only so much you can do before it's all getting similar. So I've got this pattern here which may change, but I've got this nice ornate pattern, and it is very much like the lotus pattern. So if you think about the lotus, now if you wanted to, you can change them into hearts, because that's basically what the shape is, but it's just that nice feel. It could be Malcolm, could be a dress, but you know, I won't wear this. Maybe in the 80s I would have, with my shoulder pads, when I wanted to look like Anita Dobson. But I'm thinking more along the lines of a jewellery piece. And then let's bring it out a bit. Just a bit off that one. Sometimes comfort zones need to be sort of addressed and worked on, don't they? Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm having that. Hi, Marcia. No, I've got it. I am going to watch it though, Sue, the jewellery programme, because I love my jewellery. I've designed quite a lot in the past. I've made a lot. And if you look on my page, you'll see my pictures, one of my first wrapped pieces from many, many years ago. I did one about 12 years ago now. So wire wrapping is, done it all like that, macrame, soldering, silversmithing, silver clay. So I've got this pattern now, which I really quite like this. So I've got a filthy hand. Excuse me. Where's my doofers gone? Doofer, where are you? Doofers. Here we go. Here's my doofers. Biodegradable. Hi, Thelma. Look at that scruffy person. I was with my lovely friend Caroline, and we made these rings. So, and I've got some more as well. Made that one as well. 4 rings they're called. Elizabethan. That's brought that in. Right, hi Selma. So we're doing something really ornate. We've just gone with flow of pattern. We can change it round. It looks nice that way actually as well. It looks less jewellery like that, but now it looks like a bird sat on a hill, doesn't it? So you've got to be mindful of. So if we're doing it that way, sometimes, do you know what? That's something I've forgotten. Sometimes you need to turn your work round so that you do see. You get the paint. Ooh, macrame's great, or as the Americans say, macrame. So turning your work round, you get a totally different feel for it, you know. And that looks like the Queen of Hearts with a pair of Can't touch this trousers on. It sort of works like a waterline, but I quite like it like that. Anyway, that's what you've got to do. You've got to sort of mix and match. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around these. Now, when you're designing pattern, I'm going to calm down a bit now so we can all de-stress. Pattern, it's to do with how you're feeling at that time, because the pattern will sort of not represent, what's that word, it will show your feelings and mood. So you know, if you're in a particular type of mood or frame of mind, it will reflect in your work. So I have to sit down and do this, and it's like going with the flow, and it really has a big impact on you, because you're not cramping your ideas, you're not allowing yourself to be sort of really rigid and fixed, just going with it. And that's a big impact on how we work, because this is when ideas can happen, things that you're not expecting. Like I've turned it upside down now and I'm happier, but now it looks like a moustache, so I've got to get rid of that bit. And I think the way to get rid of it is to see what happens when I do this. Does that look even worse? Looks like that little geezer, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is see if there's a pattern that will go with that doesn't make it look as daft. Maybe try a circle. No, it looks like an eyeball now. I don't want that. Oh, I know what. Let's do that pattern. So if we just mark off sort of like that, and then it's quite close here, so might have to change it, but and then they've got a bit of space here, so it needs to be a little bit bigger. Hey, Marcia and Andrew, getting those inks? It does, Sarah. Oh, Sue, it done back. I know, it's because you don't like it, you're disappearing. No, I'm only joking. Those inks he got yesterday, wow, that was a bit of a find, wasn't it? Result, get in. So now I'm just going to fill in with some of the patterns that I really fall back on all the time. You'll find that it's a bit like the way you write. There's certain T's that you use, a certain crossing of cursive letters and stuff, or the serif, you know, and all that. It's a sort of fingerprint of your handwriting. So here I've got this here now, and I'm just going to think, right, okay, I'm going to just take the edge off this here, and then I don't like that one, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I like those two, so those two will stay, and then we'll think of something else to get going here. I'm really liking this now for the idea of pattern. I like the pattern idea. It doesn't matter that it's not symmetrical, because I'm not worried about that, but I love the simplicity. So what I'm going to do is go straight in with my pen, and I've actually been drawing with, where's it gone now? Dippy dip dee dip beep. Hey, I've just been using it. How can it disappear? Oh, you stupid woman. It's here somewhere. Just been using the blooming thing. So I'm going to go straight in with my pen. I'm using a 0.3. So I'm really going slow, enjoying it. Feel the pen in your hand. I'm not a loony. Well, I am, but I'm loony, but you know, I'm not loony sort of thing. But feel the pen, actually feel what you're using in your hands. That's not derogatory to anybody, because I have got mental health issues, so it's just a term that I've used regarding me, no one else. So I filled in that shape. Now I don't need to, I really don't need to keep that one in. You know, I don't have to have that other line in, so I've got a different shape appearing now, which makes me much happier. So I am going to draw this in, because I quite like this. I'm going to stop there, just in case. You shouldn't really draw this way, because you can't see where you're going. So it's best to draw the other way, so you can see. So I'm just going to draw in that one, and that one. That dodgy, that there. Looks a bit dodgy. That's alright. So here we'll have there we go. Now I can draw in these pieces to suit. So even though I've done a nice sort of design with the template, I am now changing them to suit. So that's what you do when you're designing your own. You don't mess about. Well, you can if you want. You don't have to mess about making everything purely freehand. You can use a stencil and then work freehand from the stencil, so that you're not destroying the. I get rid of all these dotty lines that are annoying me, and then I can see where I've missed. When you draw your stamps, your own stamps, I was terrible. Getting better now, because all these little lines, you can't do these little lines here. They've got to be dead really neat, because when they go into being processed, every line comes up and it doesn't look right at all. So when I do dodgy lines on this, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the Montana pens went fast yesterday. It's not a cow, that stem stack. They're at it again. They're making me feel really bad because I've not got my lawnmower out. Well, I'm doing something better. I'm with my friends drawing, helping my mental health. I'm probably ruining a few others. So I really like the freedom of having a stencil, but only having it as a guide or a help, an aid. And now I can see that I need to sort of change the depth and things. And before it was like you could only draw with the stencil or with your hand, and it's not true that you can use a stencil. It's a bit like drawing an animal from shapes. You can draw it from the shapes and then, you know, have that as a guide and then work from it, and that's what I found now, that's really helped me to design better and to draw better. And then here we go. Right, apologies. So here we go, we've got this now, a pattern coming in here. I'm going to rub out this line. Now what I can do, I've got that there. So you've got a different shape of altogether now, haven't I? I'm going to go and shoot somebody in a minute. Can you see now it's very different, isn't it? Because I've missed out some of the lines. Let's have a look at it the other way. Looks like a man with the legs crossed, doesn't it? Anyway. Oh, that's... Looks like a man's... That's a bit dodgy, that area, isn't it? Maybe it's going that way then. Oh, Linda. That's... Ah. That's so important. Well, I've still got these. And I've got the big set. So, I don't know if I want that shape back in, because I'm feeling that this is better. This sort of structure. Very, I don't know, there's going to be nice sort of patterns in this. So, I'm just going to go with pattern now. And see where it takes me. So I'm doing scallops. When you're using really good quality watercolour paper, the pens find it hard work, you know, because it's like, it's not sandpaper, because that's the wrong sort of idea, but it's like a sandpaper surface. Hi Elaine, how are you? So it's very, very therapeutic, this. It's more in tune with how we feel today. Well, it is for me. And pattern, and loving pattern. I just adore pattern. Hello Ella. Oh, you're not late. Don't worry. So I've got these patterns in my head, like the Mendy patterns, and I can just see now that there's some dodgy lines here, so let's make them really dodgy. And this is when I start to think about the shapes I've got, reoccurring shapes, like having the pattern. It may not be the same exact pattern, but if you're using that pattern in a different way, then it will automatically go. So we've got the spheres going round in the circle here, which sort of match all this here. We've got I think we need another one there, just to give it a pattern replica. So here what we can do is the same one, but so it mirrors it, but then this time we'll just have it. Now what have we got there? So we'll have the circles mirroring it, which are circles on the outside, and we can just have lines that represent that. So the lines there, get me? So here I'm just going to put a little triangle every now and again, and it's not at regular intervals, it's at different intervals, so that it feeds around. And then here I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, quite like that. And then I'm going to mirror it this way. Okay, so we've got a nice pattern happening up at the top. We've got lots of space for colour and washes if we want. I'm just going to do a wiggly line there. It's a bit too wiggly, but hey, never mind. And I might just put a line pattern there. Yes, so this Friday, if you want to join us, it's the 12 by 12 all day class. We're doing it via Skype. There's a limited number of places, and we're going to do like a classroom environment where I'm able to sort of help you as we work. So we'll be able to look at work and then, you know, advise if you need it. I don't think you'll need it, but it'll be in a small environment where we can all chat. And I'm really looking forward to it because it's a long time since I've done one-on-one like that. Oh, that's brilliant, Sue. Well done. So we've got a nice pattern here. I put the wiggly line in there just to sort of bring it together, and then you think about it. So it's only a simple one today because I'll be honest with you, I'm doing so much drawing. I want to stay in the flow, but I also I'm using this as my 5 minutes because it's not the same drawing as I'm doing in my sketchbook, so I get a nice break, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put some colour in so that even if I want to dry it, I'll put the dry, you know, I can put the dryer on. I feel like I need lots of bright colour on this one, real bright colour. So I've got my inks and paints out here, my high flow, which we had on yesterday. Didn't even get a chance to do this. It was a mixture yesterday because I had so much to do. Well, not so much to do, but loads of... Oh, I've just... Why did you do that? Why did you do that? I don't know with it. Why did you do that? Anyway, I've got these paints as well. I can't believe I've just done that. I've just pulled out one thing and it's made the bottom drop off me pens, me brush case. Lummy neck. Anyway, so I'm going in with one of my mop brushes, a fine one, very fine one. I'm going to wake up my paints, and I've got my inks. So the inks, give them a shake to wake. I'm just going to drop on. Might put a bit on there. And I'm just going to put this straight on here. It needs, can you see how it needs water, and this is the ink I'm using, so it's very strong, and I'm using it in the style of a watercolour, so I want it deeper here and less there. So wash it, and you can still use it as a watercolour as long as you get to it before it dries. If you don't, it reverts back to being, well, it dries as an acrylic. So there's this is the ink. This is for Angela, the designer, because she's never used these before, and I bought her a set for her birthday. No, well, I'm gonna, you know, so she can see how they look. She helps me so much. So I've got that nice and bright. And don't forget, if you've already bought the inks, get them out. Get them out. I'm going to put a little bit more in here whilst you'll notice that acrylic doesn't run as much as watercolour because it's thicker, but it still does exactly the same if it's wet. So I'm just putting that on there. Whilst it's like that, I'm going to go on with a little bit of watercolour and just drop it in. Can you see how it doesn't run as much? Because it's a different type of binder in it. So you've got boom. That's all right. Shut up with this. That's what I like about this paper. So I'm just pulling the red in there, and then I'm allowing the brush and the water to pull the colour out, and I'm just going to let capillary action. And if you do get, now don't forget, this is watercolour, isn't it? So this will come off, but you're making a right mess here. Right, so pull that out a little bit more. That side's gorgeous, this side's not. It's like when you do your hair, one side's nice, the other side's rubbish. So, ow, I'm doing that. Got that colour there. Let's see, can I wash this off yet? Yeah. I'll leave that a minute. No, I won't, because it's annoying me. Get this wet wipe and a brush. Pull it down, pulling the paper. So be careful. Yeah, these are the Golden High Flow. I've had these on before. They are stunning paints. So I'm just going to feed this out a little bit more, because that side's lovely, but this side's a bit, so that's better. So I'll put a little bit more of the red on there. Really, you should wait till it's totally dry to do this, and then it doesn't go all over. Right, okay, so I've got that there. Now this here, I'm going to put a little bit of water in. Now it doesn't matter that I've got a bit of yellow in this, because I think the yellow would be nice down here, but maybe a different sort of yellow. And then to pink, maybe yellow to orange. So if we're working with a family of colours, working next to them, if you're not worried about them running, that's fine. It's only if you you want the colours to stay separate that you use the idea of working in separate parts of your drawing. So you know, you paint over here and then you do that, and then when you've done that bit, you go back to like that, you know what I mean. So I'm just, in fact, what I should have done before I started was put a blob of colour on this masking fluid. I can still do it now. So I'm just damping the paper down. I'm not allowing it to get too thingy at the moment. I'm not working on it at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. What I am doing is I'm just putting the first wet layer down. Now I'm putting on the white masking fluid. So this is white. It's quite, it's very runny. And I'm using a brush, a bent brush, and it's supposed to look like this. It's not a dodgy brush. It's just easier to, it's easier to see because you can see it better, because you can see that. Do you know what I mean? It's when you can see it, if I've got right over the brush, it's hard to see, whereas I can paint to the side now. I found that this really helps for people to see what I'm doing. Right, so I'm happy with that. Clean your brush off straight away, which I'm lucky to say this core one, the watercolour masking fluid, does wash off very easily in water, so it rinses away. Now I'm going to just slip back in with a little bit of the red. Not a lot, because I'm going to change the colour of this. I'm going to try and stay away from trying to put too much colour down at the moment. I'm just sort of messing at the moment. So a little bit more there. I've dropped the colour on. That's it. So I'm just bringing that down there. And again, I'm mixing little bits of colour and bringing them down gradually, not a wallop, but gradually. And if you do this, you'll get a better mingling of colour. So I've got the red. I need the high flow now, and I'm just going to bring the high flow in, and I'm going to make an orange on the canvas or page or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to make an orange here. So I'm using the high flow with them. I'm not worried about that. I've got a bit of green in this, it doesn't matter. Quite like it actually. Made it quite a burnt orange, but you can see the capillary action around the edges. You see, I sometimes like that. I like the way that you've got your control is out of the window, because it does its own. It wants to do its own thing, and this lets it. So I'm just bringing the water down again to lighten it up here, so that we've got a warm area but not a bright yellow. Because I'm going to bring in another colour now, so I'm letting that colour seep down slowly but surely. So we've got a shade of yellow, a bit of orange happening, and that's through the action of the. Now if you want to get rid of that and you don't like it, just brush it out like that, and what happens is you sort of dispersing it. This here you need to get rid of with that. Now I can get rid of that with a bit of white ink, so it doesn't really worry me. So again, bringing this down, and I'm going to use now some opera. So this is pink. Oh, I've got a bit of glue on it. I wondered what that was. You know, I picked up a bit of the glue. So this is the opera pink, or it could be any pink. So we're going to do a blend upwards. So we're going to yellow to orange to red to pink. Put a little bit more colour on if it needs it. So today's lesson is more like a little bit of, well, it's a lot of playing, but a lot of colour blending. I can tell there's only a few in the room. 29 now. That's because everyone's back at work, isn't it? Well, I hope so. I hope it's that and not people getting bored. So I've done that. I'm happy with that. I can see that I need now to just concentrate on this little bit. So I'm going to get some dark red, and I'm going to put the red here. And whilst it's wet, I can get some blending happening. There we go. Happy with that now. See, the pink's very different. So the pink, just to bring a little bit of pink up here, I'm just going to do it around the edge of my doodle here, my moodle doodle. And I'm just going to bring that in and push it out. Like that. You see the little bit of pink. It might not be overtly apparent on the screen, but it does bring that colour in, and then it just warms that up a little bit more as well, and it frames it. It's almost shading. It's very easy to do as well, but it has to be, because you've got the high flow, it's best to try and mix on top of it with other stuff and other products when it's wet. Or you can get the extender, which I didn't get, so I couldn't show you that. But it's a great idea for extending on your products. Now I'm going straight in for pink here, and I'm going to move away because I don't want it to bleed through. So I'm just going to do pink there, and then again, clean brush, water on your brush allows that to seep through, and then I'm going to go with I'm going to get my high flow. I've got the I can't say it, dioxazine purple. It's quite a light colour, this. It's a lovely colour. And I'm just going to drop that in and let that, again, the dark areas there, See how it pushes it away? It's because it's slightly a different formula. So you have to make friends. Do you get me? You're making it make friends. Because it's like, no, I don't like that. I don't know it. It's not my mate, that one. So you've got to make friends. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit more water to this and just do it quite dark at the bottom to frame it. Now from quick, no need to shout. I can blend it out really easily. And this is really easy to blend. In fact, I would go as far as to say it's probably easier than watercolour to blend, because it's a little bit thicker, so you've got a less likelihood of getting loads of streaks. And that's one of the problems that new painters get, is like they don't like the streaks. That's why years ago, before computers and things, designers used gouache, because it allows you to paint without streaks. So it's more designer based for lettering and stuff, graphics. So there we go, got that there. It's made you can add more while it's wet, don't forget, and let capillary action do its wonder. I don't know if you saw it, if you get to see it last night, I was really inspired by the little bee on the front page of the Sennelier book. So I just showed you how to make it. It was only a quick one, because obviously for some reason, due to all the, well, it's not for some reason, we know the reasons, I've not been able to get the products very quick, so I'm like just waiting around for products, and then when I get them I've got a day or two to try and get an idea that will show it to its best possible best possible sort of usage. So I didn't have long, but I really enjoyed doing the little bee, because I just think it just made me feel like that at the moment with the bees. See how beautiful these inks, they're stunning. So glad I got them out. Right, so we've got the pink and the purple coming together. The colour that we're going to put, get away, I've got a little bit of blue in the yellow. The only problem, I'm really scruffy, not scruffy, that sounds wrong, but I'm really a bit scruffy with paints, and I'll tend to sort of just make colours, and then before I know it they're all mixing, and you're like, why is that like that? Why is that colour that colour? So I've got a yellow, and I'm using the inks. Now it's gone on the blue. I've done it again. Right, using that bit. So I've got and I'm going to do now just that, because it's the opposite of purple. Getting rid of that line, I don't like that line. I'm just letting the yellow flow up now. I'm not doing anything to the yellow. I don't want to do anything because I want it to just flow up. So I'm just going to put the yellow around here, and even if this flows up, I'm really happy, I don't mind. Now cool yellows are normally cool, purples are normally cool colours, so I'm warming up the purple. Purples are normally cool, so I'm warming it up with a little bit of yellow, and I'm just allowing it to do its own little thing, because you can never sort of get what you want. You have to sort of get what you're given. I'm just going to go in now with, I've got this colour which is a crimson, is it? Quinacridone magenta. So I'm going to put in a little bit of this because this is crazy pop colour. This is absolutely stunning, and you don't need a lot, believe you me. And magenta is always going to be cool. Cadmium is warm, magenta is cool. Somebody said to me, "Oh, Haley, last night," is there a way of saying, I think really it's practice, but also when you've practiced, then you sort of put it into purpose, and that really does help. I'm just putting a little bit of colour on there, and it's sort of the actual usage of it is the thing that makes you understand what is light and what is dark, and vice versa. So here I've got the yellow and the orange, so I'm going to take it the other way. So I'm going to go in with the purple here, and then any of the, you know, catastrophes or whatever you want to call them I've made, won't be that apparent. So I'm doing light in the middle. So I've put it at the ends. Oh, sorry. Put it at the ends and then left a gap and just brushed it together so that you've got light on both ends, dark on both ends and light in the middle. So we went like that and like that. I need a bit more purple. Oh, wait, I've gone right. Oh, this one is terrible. This is like the ugly duckling, this one. I'll do it. Look at that. And for that reason now I've got to put a bit of orange in that and a bit of pink and a bit of yellow, but it's all good. There we go. Warmed it all up. So we've got this nice pattern happening. I can see through the camera lens. You can see the difference between the two makes if you're not careful and you don't get back to it in time, because they push each other away. It's like, no, it's me, no, it's me, no, it's my turn. So you've got to be, they don't shout like that at you, but you've got to be aware that it is still acrylic, so it will have that effect. So don't worry too much if you can't make it sort of sit where you want to. So here I'm going to have, it's got to be done. This is the magenta in the high flow. It's absolutely amazing paint. And it is paint. It's not ink. It's paint. It's just a high flow. It's not water. So don't think, oh, I could get the same effect with my water. No, you can't. You can't, really can't. Because you lose pigment with water. And you lose the binding agent. So you lose the strength of the actual paint. And the integrity is lost. Whereas they're using a different type of binding agent that doesn't compromise the paint, so you get a really beautiful viscosity without it being too heavy, and it behaves in the way that ink and watercolour do, but it has the attributes of acrylic. So if you put this with a little bit of, say you wanted to mix colours, you could put this with watercolour and it would then become in a spray bottle, and then you've got permanent inks. And you could put watercolour with it and it becomes a permanent ink, because the acrylic ink makes the watercolour permanent. So here I'm really loving this. I might put a little bit more here. I might put in a little bit of the magenta just to really darken it, but I'm doing it in stages because it's seeping up. That's what I want, but I don't want it to go all at once. There we go, a bit happy with that. So here we're going to put some designs in. I think what we need here is something quite light, so I'll go with a pink and an orange, I think. So I'll start the pink, and because I'm not using any other colour near it, it does look pink. You'd be surprised that relationships of colours look different when they're sat next to each other. So if you sit one colour next to another, using different backgrounds, you'll see what I mean. Got a bit of light in there. I'm going to go straight in now. Don't normally. Oh, can't. I've got colour on that. I was going to go in with my grey. I am going to go in with my grey. Just a bubble. This is time out because it's painting. I love colour, you know that, but I also love pattern. So this is giving me a break now from my drawing. I love this edge here. What I'm going to do now is I've not got any green in this, and I really like green, and I love this green, the sap green that they've put in this. So I'm going to bring in some green, and I think the way to do it is, the first way is to put it here. So I'm just going to put the flat colour on. Normally you'd mix it first, you wouldn't put it straight in the palette, but then the Viridian, I think is it Viridian? Sure, it might be phthalo. The phthalo that comes with it is stunning. So I'm just going to bring that up. So we've got, again, the two colours are mixing on their own. You don't need to do anything, you know, life's good. So go to use, let me see now. Yeah, I'm going to do all green round here, no pattern. What's up with that? It's finished again. That'll finish the old track of her. So as it's getting lighter, I'm letting it, can you see? I'm letting it blend out. I'm not trying to force it. I'm just saying, right, okay. So we've got that there. I quite like this Viridian, and I'm just going to put a pop of green I'm going to use, well, it would help if I've got more water on my brush. I'm going to use the brush to make a pattern. So rather than me trying to paint that with one hair on a brush, I'll just use, like, this is like lettering techniques where you use pressure on your brush rather than, so you sort of push down and lift, push and lift. You get some different variations. And I'm just going to flatten that line out because basically I can. Just want to go over this line as well. Oh, I hope everybody's doing okay and with this, you know, loosening up. Don't be scared of it. I know I'm a little bit scared because I'm thinking, what should I be doing, what shouldn't I be doing? And it's very yeah, it's easy for some, I know, and it's not easy for others, and I'm finding it quite difficult at the moment to think, well, do I want to go out? Yeah, I do, of course I do, but should we be going out? And it's like, oh, goodness me. And they're saying, you know, you can go and sit with 6 people in the park. Well, that's great, and then you can't, if one of your mates sees you and comes and sits with you, you've all got to move. And it's like, I don't quite get that. I understand, but then it's saying, if you do meet your friends, don't meet them indoors, sit outside in the cold because it blasts away. Face, distance, what is it? Face, space and something else. And I'm like, right, okay. Face, space and distance, I don't know. But it's something like that. But I'm still confused. I'm still worried if I'm doing the right thing. Here I'm just going to do the space that's each side of this bobble, and this is all this is doing now is just giving me the edge. So there we go, bubble there, and you can see again if you want to a thin line there. Don't forget though, if you do feel a little bit compromised, just do a little bit each day with the changing in your circumstances. If it's scary, you know, there's lots of people like you and you're not on your own. If you do feel, just do it very slowly. There's no one rushing you, and if they are rushing you, just tell them that you can't do it as fast as that. But there again, don't be sat there doing nothing. You know, you can't sort of use that excuse forever. So there's my green. I'm going to put the bright green here in this, so round the outside with the green, more or less done now, because there's a few patterns I won't do. Get the darker green in the middle and just blend it out. Quite happy with that. And then I think if I just get, I'm looking at that now and I'm thinking, what do I need? It needs the red, because red, the magenta, the opposite colour. So, ooh, what have I done there? Oh, it's because I've got glue on the end of my brush. Right, the opposite colour of green is red. So, the complementary colour. But it all depends on the red. Like I've got a warm brown. Oh, shut up! I've got a warm red. No, I haven't. Right, rewind. I've got a warm green. The light green is warm, and the red is cool. So it's beginning. It looks more like purples or pinks. So bear that in mind as well. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'd put a little bit of. I think what the colour is here that's going to be used is, go back to my yellow, and I'm just going to go for yellow. Oh, it's mixed with red, and I don't care if it does, because it makes it like a change. In fact, that's even better, because you've got like a depth of colour. Whee! Didn't even want to do that, and it's done it. But yeah, so get your, you know, if you've got your high flow out. If not, check them out, because they might still be on, but they are absolutely stunning quality. And the core is golden watercolours. So if you like, if you've heard of golden, then you'll have heard of, you know, but you might not have heard of the watercolour range. So it's important that, you know, people know that. So I'm going to leave it here. I'll be back. Oh no, we're doing a full thingy tomorrow. So unless you want to join us, you can go to my Etsy class and join us if you wish. You don't have to, obviously. It is a full day, and it is all day Friday. Oh no, I will be with you tomorrow. I won't be with you Friday. That's it. So I will be with you tomorrow, but not Friday, because we've got a full day class. And not Saturday actually. Oh, will I be? Yeah, I will be, because I've got studio light shows at 11 and 7 in the morning, so it's going to be fun. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow, but not Friday. But if you do want to join me, go to the Etsy. It's Create with Lou on Etsy, and we've got a full. Who woke you up? We've got a full class, so you can do the class with us. You have to wait till this is dry before you do it. So I just washed out those colours there, because that there is a bit too clean, and I've got dots there that I'm going to take the stuff out of. So I'm going to allow the paint, if whatever's there, to bleed out now, because I quite like that. So it's quite Aztec, it's quite like festival and Mexican. I feel it's very bright and colourful. You don't sit, Malcolm, you stand up. It's standing up and sitting down. It's however you want. We just do it Skype. So if you want to stand up, you stand up. If you want to sit down, if you want to do the both, you can. You just got, all you need to be able to have is a canvas, wherever you want, or a board, anything, and we're going to go top to bottom and create one of my big canvases in a Moodle style, and you can stand on your head if you want, because it's all very much I'm going to be standing up probably, so it's up to you. But anyway, I'll leave it up to you. I don't know if Marcy can put a link up. If not, I will. But it's Create with Lou on Etsy, and it's the canvas number one, not number two. I've not done that yet. Okay, so have a lovely day. Oh, what's that? And I will see you tomorrow at 12 noon for your Moodle Doodle. And yeah, thank you very, very much. And I'll get on to drawing now. More drawing. Drawing and drawing. So I really like that. And when you see it with the other stuff, you know, what I will do with that before I go is join that so it's got a background on it. Yeah? So leave it to dry, but beautiful. Alright, thanks so much. You know I love being in your company. It's a pleasure every day. That's why I do it. If you do wish to donate, thank you very much to those that have. I have got a Patreon style donation page on my website. I'm not asking for money. I am just saying if you would, because I know some people ask me. So thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow. Whatever. Bye. Oh, thanks, Marcia.